Hey guys, DaBoki here. I wanted to talk a little bit about the issues that are happening in Maplestory right now. I know you guys probably heard a lot about it, and I don't typically get into these sorts of things, but I thought I'd go ahead and try to give some of my opinions because this matter is, I feel like it's kind of serious and it's taken Maplestory into a weird direction. So I wanted to speak up a little bit and hopefully raise a little bit more awareness for it. Yeah, if you haven't heard, New Age is coming out for Maplestory pretty soon. It's supposed to be a pretty hyped update, bringing 6th Job into the game, and there was a pretty big issue that was found by the community while they were testing it about soul urdas. And if you guys don't know what soul urdas are, it is a required material that is needed to level up your 6th Job skills, which is kind of the meat of the game. Right, it's the chunk of the game. So let me go ahead and pull this up really quick for you guys. These are the patch notes for Maple C, which we follow pretty close by. So Soul Urdas, here it is. You need 1,000 Soul Urda energy to get 1 Soul Urda, and that will give you 1 6th Job skill level. And the problem is you can obtain up to 400 a day from just farming monsters. And then you can get 600 for doing a Soul Urda daily. You can kind of think of it as like, yeah, Soul Urda daily quest. So altogether, 600 plus 400 is 1,000, which 1,000 equals 1 Soul Urda. And then you can use that to level up your 6th Job skill, which there's a hard cap on this coming out, well, anticipated for Maple GMS and C. And this is going to limit players on farming their 6th Job skill, which that's like what this update is all about. It's 6th Job, it's New Age. So with this cap, players were pretty upset because this does not exist in Korea Maplestory. And our thought, or at least my thought, I don't want to speak on everyone's behalf here, is that we were trying to follow more in Korea Maplestory's footsteps, right? Like follow their updates a bit more closely, and maybe that's why some things got removed from our game version because it was just too hard to maintain, and we were kind of accepting these changes that we need to follow more with Korea Maplestory. But then when we heard that there was a cap being put on to these soul urdas, it was a bit upsetting because it takes away the whole grind feature of Maple. Like that's what Maplestory is about. It's about grinding. It's about being free to how you would like to play. But they put that cap on there, and people did the math on how long it would take to max your 6th Job skill. It would take you almost 2 years. I believe it was like 1.7 or something years. And that is insane, right? Like, okay, I guess there are some things that seem like it would take a really long time, like hitting max level. Right? Like hitting 300 is going to take an unhealthy amount of hours to hit, sure. But there is no cap on how much XP you can earn. You have that freedom to go and try to earn it. So I was being hopeful. I tested out the Tespia server this past weekend. It was my most recent video. I was being hopeful in it. I was thinking, maybe they're going to come out with a good explanation and they're going to come up with some sort of plan on why there is this cap, of 1 level a day for our 6th Job skill. What happened there? And we were just recently notified that their solution, or I guess their announcement, was Soul Urda boosters. And their solution was to monetize it, which it definitely makes me a little bit upset, on this decision here. And I'm quite disappointed in the direction they decided to go. So Soul Urda boosters, it is a 30k NX item, a 29.8k cash here. And what it does is it lasts for 1 month, and it does not remove the cap. So there's still going to be a Soul Urda cap. What it does is that it increases the drop rate of your fragment pieces as well as your energy pieces. So what happens is you claim a daily reward that will give you 200 Soul Urda energy. Okay. So it gives you one soul Erta energy, which is equal to 200. So you need 1,000 for one complete soul Erta. So this will take you 5 days to get one level with the booster. After you complete all 6 check-ins, you will get 2 soul Ertas, or you can choose 20 fragments. Now the fragments, there's no cap on the fragments, I believe. It's only the soul Ertas that there's a cap on. So the fragments, you do need some to level up your 6-job skill, but there's no cap on the fragments, so I don't believe that is an issue. But the soul Ertas are the main issue. So within 6 days of checking in with the soul Erta booster, you can obtain 2 soul Ertas, so that's the 2 levels, plus the 200 energies that you obtained here each day, which 5 days will equal to 1 level, since you get 200 energy per day times 5, so that's going to be 1,000. And then that will be 3 extra levels in 7 days on top of your dailies that you're able to do, which is 7 levels. So altogether you'll get 10. You'll get 10 levels for 7 days, which is not a lot extra. I forgot to mention this also with the Soul Erta boosters, is even with this booster activated, people were doing the math on how long it would take. It would still take an obnoxious long amount of time to cap and to max your levels, like 1.5 years or something like that, which, yes, I know we're here for the long run. It's a marathon, it's not a race, but when you're limited on when you can play and how to play, it takes away the whole MMO RPG experience. You're just kind of getting stuck in this daily, in a very hard daily story. And I know they're trying to entice people to keep coming back with these daily quests, but it's just, this is not it. Monetizing this feature in general is the wrong move. It's very disappointing to see this happening in the game. And I'm worried about future updates and what's to come with Maplestory. If they think that this is an okay monetization and players start to accept this style of gameplay, what is next? What can they monetize next? There's actually a few other things that I'm just not a fan of in Maplestory, but I can get by. I can see it being justified. It's just, to me, it feels like I was trying to justify a lot of things for Maple. It's almost like a toxic relationship. It's like you see things, or from maybe an outside perspective, you see a lot of glaring issues about the relationship. But because you're just so deep, maybe in love with the person, you can't really tell what's wrong. Oh, they're sacrificing people on an altar. Oh, they're just going through a phase. That's okay. Oh, they're robbing banks. That's okay too. They just need some extra money. They're just trying to get by in this hard economy. There's some things that are happening, I think, in Maple that's being overlooked, and I feel just justified. We're trying to find a lot of justifications for the actions of Maplestory. At least I was. I don't know. And I think this is kind of waking me up a little bit on what is being acceptable and what is not. Don't get me wrong, I love Maplestory. This is not me wanting to end Maplestory's career. This is me wanting to save Maplestory. And I think that's what a lot of people are trying to do, especially the content creators out there, trying to raise awareness of the issue that Maplestory is going through, is trying to save the game. This update is not putting Maple in the correct direction. We don't want to see this. We don't want to see this Soul Erta booster. What is this? What are these paywalls that are entering, especially into Reboot server? What happened to play to win? In Reboot? That's the main reason why I joined Reboot. If Reboot was not here, I don't think I could survive in regular Maplestory for how much monetization is already in Maple to just upgrade your gear and progression. My finances can't support that lifestyle. And I know Maplestory GMS is struggling with monetizing things. I mean, it's no secret that Maplestory KMS is the head ruler, the Korean Maplestory, and Maplestory GMS is struggling. We are struggling financially. And I think trying to just milk the players for as much as they're worth is not the play. We need to make the players happy. We need to show that we are a better game and we care about the community to attract more players, and at the end, then more revenue options will come. I know that you need money to thrive. I know that money is super important in this world, but there's just better ways to go upon getting money than doing things like this. This is just, it seems so shady. It seemed like they just snuck this in here and hoped that we didn't notice. If this didn't get exposed, I don't know. I don't know if we would have had enough time to make enough noise and to bring this to light. Now, this might not seem like a big issue to some of you guys, but it's the principle. It's the direction that it's going in. And I think that's what's startling me. I mean, because I see myself as more of a casual player. I will miss days. I don't do my dailies every day. I take forever to level and progress in Maplestory. That's not the issue here. It's the direction and what I can look forward to just in my game, the game that I love. So please, Maplestory, reconsider this. I don't know what the marketing plan was for this. I try to take some time here today. Maybe I didn't take enough time. I know emotions are running high right now, and I apologize if I said something just out of line, but this Erda booster is just not it. Like, I don't understand what the tactic was. I was trying to think like 5 steps ahead. I was trying to do some copium on last stream, even like thinking, oh, maybe they were just trying to, play us a little bit, kind of just throw us a little bit of a curveball and then just say, just kidding. Like we're just doing this to try to bring the community together a little bit. This is destroying the game. Like this is just straight up breaking the game. If you implement these paywalls, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I would like you to reconsider that. I would like to see this game succeed. I want to see Maplestory keep thriving. And I know it's a little bit tough at times, but I hope people can pull through and we can find some better solutions to this. And again, emotions are running high for the game, and people that are just like passing by might just look at it and be like, oh, it's just a game, but it's something we love, and it's okay if it's just a game, because if we love something, we're passionate about something, I think we should do our job to try to protect something that we love. And it's just kind of, at least love something, care about something enough to try to fight for it just a little bit. And I guess this is just kind of worrying me for sure on something that I love and the direction it's going. It's like seeing a family member hurt themselves, and you can't help but see them go down a wrong path. And you're trying to like tell and show them like, just like, hey, this is not it. But it's hard. It's hard to speak up sometimes. And it's hard for me to speak up because I'm not very good with conflicts. I'm not very good with giving, these based statements. I don't feel like I have a very good opinions sometimes. I think that's just more internal issues. I don't know why I'm like starting to like trying to open up to y'all like this. This isn't about me. I apologize. This is about the state of Maplestory, and hopefully we do see some changes. It's not too late, but it's looking a little bit grim, but I'm hopeful. I just hope that we see some changes for Maplestory, and I ask that you guys, speak up if you can, but please be respectful, be mindful. I know I got a comment saying if they're going to treat us like an animal, then I'll act like an animal. I mean, when you're pushed against the wall, I guess, what can you do? You're trying to fight back, but I guess everyone does things a little bit differently. I just hope we can still do things with love and care and understand that sometimes the people that we're directing our anger towards, they have no control. They really just don't have any power in the situation. And I know that Maplestory is working hard, Nexon and GMS here, or an NA, to kind of produce some good changes. But ultimately, they are receiving a lot of their orders from higher ups, and I don't know who that is. I didn't do enough research, dig into who is actually pulling the trigger on these updates, but I just hope that enough noise and awareness can be made so that the higher ups can feel a little bit of our pain that we're going through. Anyways, guys, I thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. But please, stay strong and let's try to be positive. But just raise some awareness to this. That'll be a good thing. Much love, all. Take care. Goodbye.